Greetings, Dr. X. My name is Stephen, and I'm one of the instructional designers here at SPSCC. I've been tasked with the review of your upcoming online Psych 100 course. I've completed the review, and I made this screencast using Screencast-O-Matic to quickly walk you through some of the highlights. You can find a more detailed, in-depth review in the Word document from which you access this video. The most urgent area of your course is your syllabus. The first thing that jumps out of the student currently is the large note at the top of the page informing students that due dates in the syllabus are incorrect. You mentioned that this is a contract between you and your students, and if that's true, then this really needs to be accurate. You also state that all due dates are to be found inside this document, so take the time to update the due dates in your syllabus. It'll cut down on confusion over when assignments are due and ensure that your bases are covered if there is any confusion. Another area of your syllabus that needs some updating is your grading outline. Your syllabus states that this class has no extra credit opportunities, yet not only is it present in your grading outline, it's worth 5% of the student's overall grade. Not only are those assignments therefore not actually extra credit, but if there's no extra credit opportunity, then per your syllabus, the highest grade a student could achieve is a 95. These changes need to be addressed in the syllabus before class begins. I would also like to see your syllabus include a little bit more about the campus support services that exist. You briefly mentioned the Writing Center, but I would like to see links to this as well as other services, such as the library, disability services, student services, and tech support. Remind students that these services exist, but also remind them how they can access them. This is especially important in regards to tech support. Otherwise, if a student has trouble in the Canvas classroom, they'll come to you with questions, you'll have to send them to tech support. It's ultimately just going to slow things down for you, for the student, and delay the resolution time on the ticket. The next thing I want to very briefly talk about is your course organization itself. Currently, it's easy to get lost in the flow of your weekly modules. You have content organized by type instead of by week, and so it's hard to keep everything straight. What I suggest instead is to have your week 1 page followed by the content and assignments for week 1, then your week 2 page, the assignments for week 2, and so on. This will make the course much clearer and cleaner for students to follow and to plan out their approach to each week. The course does have a lack of student-to-student interaction, which for me as a designer is a little concerning. You have a discussion board assignment, but right now it only asks students to provide their own answers. Without that push for students to respond to and learn from each other, there's no difference here between a discussion board and a regular assignment. Consider restructuring your forums to facilitate interaction, not only by asking students to respond to each other, but giving them something to respond to. Instead of each student addressing each part of the question, for example, you can have each student choose one piece of it and then respond to each other, ask questions about their chosen piece, and get a more interactive environment. Lastly, I want to quickly touch on web accessibility. I think you actually did a really great job with this in class, but I think it's something important enough to stress pretty much regardless. I'm thrilled that on the page where you have video, you both embedded the video and provided an external link to it. This is absolutely a best practice. It's super helpful for students who need screen readers or who are accessing content from a mobile device. You only have one external link in your course, which is fine, and that is the NPR podcast page. I ran that page through the Wave accessibility checker, and the content on the page is totally fine. There are some errors that you can see over here, but those are to do with buttons. Those are not something that you at all have any ability to influence. So I think this is a good job here. The only thing I wish is that your video was captioned. Captions on it exist, but they're not accurate. They're YouTube's auto captions, and it's not great. Obviously, this is not a video that you own, but see if there are other captioned videos, or see if there are captioned versions of this video elsewhere, or if there's a comparable video with captions available. If you have questions about these recommendations or need help implementing them, or just want to come talk with me about anything, let me know. We'll schedule a time to sit down and go over anything you need. I'm here to help, and good luck in the semester.